So this is the necklace that I made, and when you look at this bottom part, this is basically what we've just made. Let me get my needle. We've put the 2 Zoliduos together, and then we've put the 7 seed beads. Now, you can see that this top seed bead kind of pops. I don't know if you can see that. It pops out a little bit. So in order to do that, you're going to go through 3 seed beads. 1, 2, 3. We're going to skip the 4th seed bead and go through the last 3 seed beads. And we've done this in other bead classes. So this should be a little bit easy for you. So once you've done that, sometimes this middle bead doesn't pop. So if you just go ahead and put your needle in that seed bead, pull it the whole way through like that, and then just pull on your thread, it pops it up very nicely. Let me pull that in just a little bit. So see, that pulled it in pretty nicely, and it makes a nice. So then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to trace my steps back through the 2 Zoliduos to the other side. And this gets a little futzy, you just have to work with it. Okay, and pull your thread. And then we also want to go through that first seed bead on our right. So we're coming out the first seed bead. Now once we've done that, our second part, and if you look at the pattern, this will be our second part. This is the part we're going to work on now. And basically once you have these 2 down, did I not turn? Yeah. Once you have these 2 down, this is the whole video. This is the whole necklace. So what we're going to do is we're going to add a bicone, which is number C. We're going to add a seed bead, a second bicone, a seed bead, a third bicone, a seed bead, a 4th bicone, and that's it. No seed bead after that last one, because we're going to go ahead and go back up through the first seed bead and you will have that. So you can go ahead and go through all of those again. And once you've gone through them, I want you to be coming out of the seed bead on the far side. I'm thinking maybe black would have shown up better. So basically, we are coming out of the seed bead on the far side. So after that, we're just going to go ahead and repeat these 2 steps, putting them all together. And this will count as our first seed bead on our second Zoliduo set. So again, we're going to bring a Zoliduo left and a Zoliduo right, and we're going to line them up like that. And we're going to go through the tops, pull them down. Then we're going to add 6 seed beads. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We only add 6 this time because we already have a silver seed bead on. And we're going to go ahead and go through that silver seed bead from the top to the bottom and pull it. And we've put on our second set. So I'm going to go ahead and let you complete your circle. And remember to make the middle bead pop. So we're going to go through 3 seed beads, 3 seed beads, and then in order to get it to pop, sometimes you have to put your needle through and pull it up above your thread and then pull your thread tight. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and let you put on the second circle of bicones, and I will get back with you. Let me zoom in so you can see it just a little bit better. We have all of these seeds popping, which is going to make a very nice, pretty little necklace. So the last thing I want you to do on this section is go through that seed bead to the far right. And that seed bead is not only going to be shared by these bicones in the middle, but it's also going to be shared with the Zoliduo section on the next part. So these 2 pieces are basically what you're doing to make the entire necklace. I'm going to work you through the next set of Zoliduos and show you how that works. So I've pulled out my Zoliduos that we're working with. And again, we want them to go this way. So we'll have to take our needle from the left to the right. And this can be a little tricky getting the holes lined up. There we go. And then through the second Zoliduo from the left to the right. And when we pull them down our thread, you can see they're lining up the same as our first one. Okay, so let's go ahead and add our seed beads, 6 of them this time. Remember, the first one we added 7, and this time we're going to add 6. Because we're going to use this first seed bead as part of the second set of Zoliduos. So there you have it. So I'm going to go ahead and let you do these. You'll need 6 of them in a row. 6 sets of Zolis and 6 sets of the bicones. That makes a set, so you'll need 6 sets of these together. And once you've gotten them together, then come back and meet me, and I will show you how to join them into a circle so that when they lay on top of your beautiful cabochon, it will make a circle, much like the red one. Okay, I'll see you back here in just a little bit. Hi, we're back. Okay, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of the silver. I have not put on the last of the bicones because that's how we're going to get it to circle. So in order to do that, I'm going to go ahead. I'm just coming out of the super duos right now. Oops, that would hurt. So let me zoom in. Okay, I'm just coming out of the super duos right now, so what I want to do is I do want to go through that first seed bead, as we always do. And so then I'm going to put on 1 bicone, 1 seed, and 1 bicone. And the reason we do that is because we're going to make this into a circle, and we're going to attach it to the very first seed bead on the other side. So then you're going to go ahead and pull that a little bit tight. And then we're going to do kind of the same thing. We're going to put on a bicone, a seed bead and a second bicone. Now we've come from the bottom up and we're coming out right here. So we want to do a circle. We want to close that circle. We want to take our thread and we want to find the seed bead that we came out of, which would have been that very first one. Oops. Yeah. And so when we tighten it up, oh, I think I went the wrong way. I'll be right back. Okay, so we're getting ready to make this a circle. I am coming out of the last seed bead before we hit the super duos, and it's coming out of the top. So remember that. So I'm going to add a bicone and a seed bead and a bicone. We're just going to do half at a time because when we make this in a circle, we will use the first seed bead at the very beginning of our circle. And remember, we're coming out of the top, so we want to go down through the top of this one. So that will be the top of it. And pull that. And we want to do the same thing. We want to add a bicone, a seed, and a bicone. And this time, these will come under the bottom, and we will go up through the seed bead on the other side. Okay, so you've gone ahead and made your last set of bicones, but we need to pop each of these individual little seeds. So we're going to go through a bicone, skip the seed bead, go through the next bicone, and if you have to, go ahead and pop that little seed bead with your needle. And I really like my thread when I'm doing these to go through the back. My eyes are not what they used to be. Okay, so I've got my seed. I'm going to pull it a little bit tight, and that popped. So then I'm going to go ahead and skip the seed bead, and I'm going to get the next bicone, and I'm going to turn it over. Sorry. Just makes it easier for the thread to go behind and the bead to go on front. So my thread's coming out of there, so I want to go through this bicone. And I'm going to give it a little tug, and that one popped really nice. Then I'm going to go through my last bicone, and I will pull my seed bead up and give that yarn just a little yank, and you can see that has finished that circle quite nicely. Okay, when you lay it on your cabochon, that's what it looks like. And I'm going to pick it up because actually it will lay just a little bit nicer. Okay, so that is the top. In order for us to get ready to do the back, we will need to snake around just a little bit. That's that. This is my working thread. So I'm going to go ahead and come around these beads one more time so that I'm exiting when you're looking at it this way, these are your super duos, and this is the seed bead between them, and that's the one I want to be coming out of to go ahead and start my back. So I'm going to snake around. I'm going to ignore my seed beads for now because they'll keep popping, which will be nice. I might have to get my magnifiers out for some of this work. It's getting tight for my eyes to see. Okay, that's one. That's the second top. So I'm turning it around. Ignore this thread coming out here because that's the one that's attached to my Fireline, just in case I need more Fireline. And I'm going to go ahead and pop this one. And I have to go from the back. I'm sorry. It just makes it pop nicer if I can go through from the back, have the thread go from the back. So there I am. I want to go through here. And I'm also going to take it through that last seed bead at the bottom. And you can kind of see the thread is coming out here. So that's basically the top. Now we're going to get ready to do the back. And for that, you're going to go ahead and need, I'm going to move all of these away because we're pretty much done with those. We're going to need the size 15. Now these are very, very tiny. And I'm going to put them right there. These are our E beads. And I'm going to have to count, so I will be just a minute. No. Okay, that's wrong. So just ignore that. We don't need these seeds yet. I'm going to turn this off and look at my pattern just a little bit so that I know what I'm doing. Sorry. Okay, so yeah, we're going to use our very small 15-ohs, and what I want you to do is put on 13 15-ohs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And that one's too big, it's not going over my needle, so I'm going to get a different one. There we go. Okay, so I'm going this way. My thread is coming out of that bead. So I want to just go ahead in the seed bead between my two super duos. I'm going to go ahead and string that. And you're going to do that the entire way around. 13 very small 15-oh beads the whole way around. And I have 2, 4. Oh. So once you've gotten those the entire way around, meet me back here. Okay, so I have my last set of 13 seed beads on, and what you will do is you will actually go through the top of the first seed bead that you started this line, and you don't have to pull it terribly tight, but just tight enough that it kind of holds. And I think I'm going to have enough thread to finish this, so I'm going to cut this off. Now remember to cut off enough so that you have enough of a tail left to sew through some of your beads to anchor this tail. All right, I'm going to keep that out of the way. So after we've gotten our last set of 13 on, we're going to take our needle and we're going to go ahead and go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 beads. 6 of the seeds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that should leave us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, come out of the 7th bead. I'm sorry. Now, this is going to be the biggest fussy part of the whole pattern. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, we're going to put on 7, and we're using the 15-ohs. So we're going to put on 7 seed beads of 15-oh size. 2, 3, and I do this to make sure that it goes over my thread. 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so I'm going to pull those down. I'm not getting this right. Okay, so we have 7 seed beads on here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The next part is you're going to find the bigger 11-oh that this hooked to, and you're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So in the 7th small seed bead, the 15-oh seed bead, you're going to go ahead and take your yarn through and tighten it up just a little bit. And we're going to do that again. 1, 2, that one doesn't want to go over. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so I have another 7 size 15-oh seed beads on here. Let me count them just to make sure. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, and again we're going to find the bigger 11-oh and ignore that, and then count 7 of the smaller 15-oh seed beads. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And number 7 we're going to go through. And see how that's starting to make a netting? Right now you don't have to worry about getting your cabochon in until maybe about the 5th time around when you pull it really tight. Okay, so let's do it again. We're going to do 7. 1, 2, that one doesn't want to go. 2, 3, 4, 5, that one doesn't want to go. 5, 6, and 7. Okay, I have 7. Again, I find the bigger seed bead and ignore that, and then count to the 7th one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In the 7th seed bead, I go through. we go. So we have 3 of them done so far. Let's do another one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ignore the 11-0 and count 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I go through the 7th one. I'm going to do one more before I start to put my my purple cap in there. So count 7 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to find the middle one of this set. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Pull it. And I only have one more to do, and that one's already marked because it's the one we came out of. So let's go ahead and put our 7 on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, that one doesn't want to go over, so I have to get a new one. And I'll do that one. 7. Okay, so before I put these 7 beads through the original one, I'm going to go ahead and put my cabochon in and kind of seat it so that it's sitting in there nicely. Give a little yank so that those tighten up a little bit. And then I'm going to find my original small seed beads and I'm going to go through that. Working with these 15-0s requires a lot of patience, because they're so small. Okay, so we have to finish up the back, but we'll do that another day. So if you just leave your work sit here, and basically what we're going to do is we're going to go through the 6 seed beads, the 6 small seed beads, and skip one so that it gets a little bit tighter in the middle, and I will show you that next time. Okay, thanks for joining me. I'll see you next time.